Lanja remained completely composed, his thumb traced along Wing's waist again, slow and certain, as he pointed out that Wing had come willingly both times. Wing stared at him, caught somewhere between disbelief and something far more dangerous. The silence stretched, heavy, warm, intimate, like the world had narrowed down to just the two of them. And then Wing groaned softly and buried his face against Lanja's chest, calling him impossible, voice thick with exasperation that didn't hide the fondness at all. Lanja only drew him closer. He pressed a lingering kiss to his temple, then his cheek, then the corner of his mouth, each one slow, unhurried, gentle in a way that unraveled Wing completely. Wing murmured Lanja's name, barely coherent now, and accused him once again of being clingy. Lanja answered only with a quiet hum. When Wing pointed out that he was not even attempting to deny it, Lanja simply admitted that he wasn't. That did it. Wing let out a soft, breathless laugh, bright and unguarded, before lifting himself just enough to close the distance between them. He kissed him, soft at first, then again and again. Slow, warm, unhurried kisses like he had nowhere else to be, like he intended to take his time with every second of it. There was something steady in them, something easy and certain, wrapped in the softness of quiet mornings and the thrill of reckless affection all at once. Something that finally felt right. When they parted, Wing didn't go far. He stayed close, lips still brushing against Lanja's as he spoke, his voice soft now, almost playful, but not quite hiding the truth beneath it. He admitted it, like a concession he didn't mind making, that he had been claimed. And then he asked lightly whether that made Lanja happy. Lanja rested his forehead gently against Wing's, their breaths mingling in the narrow space between them. When he answered, his voice was quiet but steady, admitting that he was very much happy. Wing shifted slightly, letting his weight settle more comfortably against him, the movement slow and deliberately careless. He felt the immediate response and smiled to himself, satisfaction flickering through him. He echoed the words back, his tone turning lazy, almost innocently curious as he questioned just how much, very much really meant. Lanja didn't answer with words. Instead, his arms tightened around him, the silent gesture far clearer than any explanation. Wing chuckled softly, clearly pleased. His fingers drifted into idle circling patterns against Lanja's chest, slow, absent-minded in appearance, though entirely intentional. He pointed out lightly that if Lanja kept looking at him like that, he might start thinking he was about to be pulled back into bed again. Lanja's breath stirred his hair as he replied, calm and literal, that they were already in bed. Wing dismissed it easily, tilting his head just enough to catch his gaze, eyes bright with mischief and challenge, as he clarified that he had meant again. For the briefest moment, Lanja's jaw tightened. It was subtle, barely there, but Wing noticed. A slow, satisfied grin spread across his face as he murmured that the reaction had been exactly what he'd been aiming for. Lanja's hand slid up his back, fingers pressing just firmly enough to remind him of where he was and who he was with. Then, in a low, quiet warning, he spoke Wing's name. Wing responded with a soft hum, feigning innocence as he wondered aloud whether that had been merely his name or a subtle command to behave. His tone remained light, but the spark in his eyes made it clear he had no intention of making things easy. Lanja didn't bother replying. Instead, he leaned up just enough to brush his lips against Wing's slow, lingering, unmistakably deliberate. Not a kiss meant to start anything new, a kiss meant to remind. Wing drew in a sharp breath when they parted, the closeness leaving him momentarily unsteady. He called it unfair, though the accusation came out softer than intended, threaded through with reluctant admiration. Lanja accepted that without hesitation. Something in that certainty sent a quiet thrill down Wing's spine. He shifted again, then caught himself too aware of how dangerously easy it would be to lose all resolve right here. He sighed dramatically and flopped back down against Lanja's chest. Muffled against him, he pointed out that if they didn't get dressed immediately, they might never leave the bed at all. The words softened as he said them, teasing but warm. Lanja seemed to consider it, for just a moment too long. Wing lifted his head, narrowing his eyes as he called his name in warning. Lanja answered with a quiet hum. That was enough. Wing accused him outright of actually thinking about it, and after a brief pause, Lanja admitted that perhaps he was. Wing laughed helpless and bright, calling him terrible with breathless fondness. Lanja only pointed out faint amusement touching his expression that he had already said that before. That finally did it. With a groan, Wing forced himself upright and swung his legs over the side of the bed, putting distance between them like it was the only way to salvage what little resolve he had left. He declared firmly, dramatically, that this was enough. If he stayed even a second longer, he would begin to question all of his life choices. Lanja simply watched him, slowly, openly. Wing slipped into his inner robe halfway and then stopped, as if remembering something important. He turned, catching Lanja still sitting on the bed, watching him with that steady, unreadable gaze that now unfortunately meant far too much. He told him to stop looking at him like that. The command came out far less steady than he intended. Lanja replied, calm and sincere, that he was looking at him normally. Wing immediately argued otherwise, gesturing toward his eyes as the presenting undeniable evidence. There was nothing normal about that look. It was planning.